Every badge has a story. Every call could be life or death. This is the world behind the thin blue line. I've faced armed suspects in pitch-black alleys, negotiated with hostages on the edge, and stared down the barrel of a gun more times than I can count. But it's not just the danger that changes you. It's the moments you can't forget, the lives you save, the ones you can't, and the weight of the badge long after you take it off. This is True Blue. Life as a policewoman. These are the stories they don't tell you in the academy. The raw, unfiltered truth of what it means to serve, protect, and survive.
Hey family, it's your girl Officer Sinclair back with another True Blue Life as a Policewoman story. Now today, I'm taking y'all way back. We're talking about the 1990s when I had been on the force for several years. No body cams, no smartphones recording everything, just my radio, my instincts, and my mouth to get me through these situations. I'm gonna tell you about two calls that happened back to back that really shaped how I do this job. We're talking about a high school brawl, and let me tell you, 90s kids were different. And then an apartment situation the very next night that had the whole building ready to riot. Y'all know how I do it. Firm but fair, assertive but compassionate. And baby, in the 90s, you had to be even more on your game because we didn't have all the backup technology we got now. Let's take it back. Day one, the high school fight. So picture this. It's 1994. I had been on the force for a good while at this point, still proving myself every single day as a Black woman in blue. We get the call around 1:30 p.m. to the high school. Fight in progress, multiple students involved. When I pull up with my partner, kids are pouring out of the building. No security cameras like they got now, no metal detectors at every door, just chaos in its purest form. I walk into that hallway and it's packed. Must have been 50, 60 kids in a circle, screaming, hyping up the fight. In the middle, 4 girls going at it. I'm talking hair pulling, clothes ripping, the whole nine. And their friends keep jumping in trying to help. Now, I'm 5'6" and these hallways are tight, but I got a voice that carries.
I stepped in loud and firm. Break it up right now. Everybody against the wall. I mean, everybody. See, back then, kids still had a little bit of respect for the uniform, not like today where they're ready to record and challenge everything. They started backing up, but those girls in the middle, still swinging.
I had to physically get in there, me and my partner, pulling them apart. One girl's got a handful of hair, another one's got a torn shirt. Everybody's crying and screaming.
I commanded them, sit down. All 4 of you, on the floor, now. Hands where I can see them. Now, here's the thing. I get them separated, sitting on opposite sides of the hallway. The principal's there looking stressed, teachers trying to control the crowd, and I'm looking at these girls, Black girls, hair all over the place, mascara running, looking scared now that the adrenaline's wearing off. I looked at them stern but not cold and said, "All right, listen to me and listen good. Y'all done made a whole spectacle of yourselves. The whole school just watched y'all act like you got no sense, no home training, nothing." One student tried to speak up, and I cut her off quick. I didn't say talk. I said listen. I looked at each one of them and continued. Now, I don't know what started this. Somebody said something about somebody's boyfriend, somebody's outfit, whatever. But let me tell you something about the real world, the one you're about to enter when you graduate. Out there, if you put your hands on somebody, you go to jail. Not the principal's office, not detention, jail. I let that sink in for a moment, then softened my voice just a bit. I'm a Black woman, just like y'all. And when you act like this, you know what people say? They don't just judge you, they judge all of us. They say, look at those girls, acting ghetto, acting ignorant. Is that what you want? To be a stereotype?
One girl started crying harder at that point. I kept going, still firm but with compassion now. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, baby. I'm trying to make you think. You're smart. All of you are smart, or you wouldn't be in this school. But you gotta be smarter than your anger. You gotta be bigger than your pride. Then I looked directly at the main instigators. Now, the school's gonna suspend you. That's already done. But I'm gonna talk to the principal about keeping the police report internal, as long as y'all agree to mediation and counseling, because I don't want to see y'all in the system at 16, 17 years old. You got too much ahead of you. I addressed all of them one more time. But if I ever get called back here for y'all fighting again, it's over. We're pressing charges. You understand me?
They all nodded, wiping their tears. I told them, good. Now clean yourselves up and go call your mamas, because trust me, they're about to hear about this.
Day 2, the apartment chaos. So the very next night, I'm on evening shift. It's about 10:30 p.m. We get a call about a disturbance at the Parkside Apartments. Y'all know the ones, the big complex on the east side. Dispatch says, multiple noise complaints, possible party, neighbors reporting young people blocking hallways and stairwells. When we pull up, I can hear Biggie Smalls blasting from the parking lot. Juicy is thumping through the whole building. We head up to the 3rd floor, and baby, it's like a club up in there.
At least 20 young people, some in the hallway, some in and out of apartment 3C, some sitting on the stairs smoking cigarettes, red cups everywhere. Somebody got a boombox. People are loud. And this is a family building. I can see curtains moving in other apartments, people scared to come out.
I walked right up and cut through that music with my voice. Police! Turn that music off right now! The music stopped. Everyone froze. Now, in the 90s, when the police showed up to a party, people ran. I see some kids trying to dart down the stairs, some trying to squeeze into the apartment. I blocked that hallway with authority. Nuh-uh! Nobody's going anywhere. Everybody line up against this wall. If you run, you're going to jail. Period. Once I had them lined up, I scanned the group. All right, first things first, whose apartment is this? A young guy, maybe 20, stepped forward. He's wearing a starter jacket, looking nervous. He said,
"It's mine, officer. I live here with my moms."
I raised my eyebrow. Your mom's? Okay, where is she? He answered quietly.
She's at work, night shift.
I looked him dead in the eye, direct and no nonsense. So while your mama's out here working hard to keep a roof over your head, you decided to throw a party and disrespect her house and her neighbors? That's what we doing? He looked down, couldn't even meet my eyes. I told him, look at me when I'm talking to you. Do you know I got 3 different neighbors who called 911 tonight? 3. You got elderly people scared. You got working folks who got to get up at 5 a.m. You got kids trying to sleep, and y'all out here acting like this is a music video. Then I turned to address the whole group with that assertive tone. Let me explain something to y'all. This is 1994. We in the middle of some of the highest crime rates this city has ever seen. People are dying out here every single day, and y'all want to congregate in a hallway at 10:30 at night, making noise, drawing attention. You're making this building a target. I paused to let that sink in, then softened my voice but kept it firm. I look at y'all, and I see my little cousins. I see my nephews. I see young black men and women who got potential. But potential don't mean nothing if you don't use it wisely. I pointed at one of the younger faces in the crowd. How old are you? She answered nervously.
17.
I looked at her with concern. 17. Baby, what are you doing here? It's a school night. Does your mama know where you are? She shook her head no. I spoke to her with compassion but stayed direct. That's what I thought. See, when you're out here in situations like this, you become guilty by association. You might not be doing nothing wrong, but if somebody pulls out a gun, if somebody starts a fight, if the police raid this apartment, you're going down with everybody else. Is that what you want?
She started tearing up, and I told her, I didn't think so. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to go home right now, and you're going to call your mama from a payphone and tell her you safe.
Then I turned back to the apartment tenant, my voice very firm now. And you, this party is over. Everybody who doesn't live here is leaving in the next 5 minutes. You're getting a citation for disturbing the peace. That's $150 you're going to have to explain to your mama. And if we get one more call tonight, I'm arresting you for disorderly conduct. Do you understand me?" He said.
Yes, ma'am.
I addressed the whole group one final time. "Everybody else, go home. And I mean home. If I see any of y'all lingering in this parking lot, standing on corners, I'm assuming you're up to no good. Make smart choices tonight because tomorrow is not promised. Not in 1994, not in this neighborhood." I looked at a few of the young men specifically. "Y'all got too much to lose. Don't throw it away for one night of fun." The group dispersed quietly. Some said, "Yes, ma'am." Some just nodded and left. So those were my 2 days back in 1994. Family, high school fight, apartment party, 2 different situations, same lesson. Respect yourself, respect your community, and think before you act. Back then, we didn't have all the resources we got now. No social media to spread awareness, no viral videos to hold people accountable. We had to handle things face to face, heart to heart, and honestly, sometimes I think that was more effective. Those kids needed to hear the truth from someone who looked like them, someone who cared about them, not just a cop doing a job, but a Black woman who understood the stakes. Because in the 90s, the margin for error was even smaller than it is now. I don't know where those young people ended up, but I hope they remember that night. I hope they remember that somebody believed they could do better. That's what true blue life as a policewoman has always been about, even back in the day. If you made it to the end, drop a comment and let me know. What do you remember about the 90s? Were you one of those kids getting checked by an officer? Let's talk about it. Stay safe, stay smart, and remember, the choices you make today shape the person you become tomorrow. Until next time, this is your girl, Officer Sinclair. True blue life as a policewoman. Peace.